Kiwi accent, I think it's a really hard accent for people to learn because we switch some of our vowel sounds around. Secondly, Kiwi speaks so quickly. We literally just run our words together. We have so much slang that doesn't make sense in any other part of the world except maybe Australia. We mumble, we don't open our mouths when we speak. So if you put speed, mumbling and slang all together, it can make it really hard. And I think for Kiwis, some Kiwis have travelled and they're quite good with accents and people from overseas. But a lot of Kiwis haven't travelled, and if they haven't had that exposure to different accents, they also find it difficult to understand. They haven't learned another language, so they don't understand why it's so difficult to be understood either. So they, instead of when you ask, can you please speak more slowly, they just speak louder. You know, it doesn't really help. My name is Vanessa Tobler and we are in lovely Christchurch, New Zealand on this beautiful winter day. I was born about 5.5, 6 hours south of here in Central Otago on a lake. Actually, no, sorry, I wasn't born. I grew up there. I was born in Oamaru, about 3.5 hours south of here in Oamaru, and we were living close to there at the time. And not long after that, we moved to Lake Hawea, which is very close to Lake Wanaka, which is a very famous tourist spot here, down by Queenstown. No, I've actually travelled a lot in my life. So I went to high school here. I went to a boarding school, and that was an interesting experience. Sorry, just being very easily distracted. And then when I finished high school, I had a choice to go to university, but I thought it wouldn't work. So I decided to travel. There wasn't much work at that time in New Zealand. We were in a bit of a recession. So I decided to travel and I took off. And unlike most Kiwis who go towards England and Britain, I'd heard Melbourne was a really cool place to go, so I caught a plane and moved to Melbourne. Melbourne, I was lucky enough, of course. Once I moved to Melbourne, I thought, that's it, I'm not moving anywhere for a while, I'm very happy here. Then I met my husband.
Yeah, hello, yeah.
Who was Swiss. And he'd been living in Melbourne for 5 years and decided he wanted to go home again and asked if I'd go with him. So after 2 years in Melbourne, we travelled around Australia for a couple of months. That was amazing. That was an incredible trip. And so we told the family we'd be home, and then the earthquakes in Christchurch happened. So English teaching was gone for me because all the schools disappeared. But quite good work for my husband as an electrician, but we came back anyway, and we've been here since November 2011 again. Never interested in having a family. I guess I just don't have that maternal instinct. You give me a puppy or a kitten, it's like, oh my God, that's so cute. You give me a baby and it's like, ah. So I decided at an early age that I personally wouldn't have children, and when I met Steph, he said he wasn't really worried either way, so then we decided not to have children. So we have a cat instead. The neighbour's cat put a claw into it.
Neighbor's cat came into our house.
He came into the house and they had a fight. Because he's a wuss, he's a baby. He's not alpha cat. And I've been teaching at the school for 4 years. I was one of the first teachers started there. It's good. I've met some really amazing people. It's been really good.
Right.
But terrible South Americans. Put me off, never go back there again.